Today we want to talk about Rafflesia alnido, or typically people say Rafflesia, the biggest flower in the earth. This flower can grow up to 3 feet wide and their weight can go up to 15 pounds, which is heavier than your school bag. And maybe some of people thinking, hey, isn't like Titan aurum way taller than the Rafflesia? The answer is yes, of course, but the Titan aurum is made out of many tiny flowers, but Rafflesia is made out of one single flower. For your information, Rafflesia usually found in the rainforest of Indonesia. This is the national flower for Indonesia. We also can find the picture of the Rafflesia on the surface of Indonesian money. The scientific name for Rafflesia is given by Joseph Arnold. It was discovered at the Sumatra in 19 May 1818. For your information, Rafflesia also has no root or leaf, and some of people may ask, if they don't have a root or leaf, then how do they survive? Well, this guy will attach itself to host plant and absorb the nutrient and mineral from there. And by that time, Rafflesia also don't have to undergo photosynthesis process to get the nutrient. In the next video, we bring a lesson about Rafflesia, such as their importance, problem, and also the suggestion to enhance the conservation of activity. So guys, we are wasting our time. Let's get into the lesson.
Hi guys, welcome to this part of the video where I'll be talking about the importance of Rafflesia to the ecosystem and a little bit about its habitat and niche. This is definitely not somebody else's backyard. Anyway, as some of you might not know, Rafflesia is actually a parasitic flower that scientists have not been able to fully grasp its background, as they don't know the exact genus of the species and have not been able to successfully cultivate Rafflesia by artificial method. What we do know is that Rafflesia is a unique flower that has a foul smell which attracts pollinators. Bizarrely, it is also one of the few flowers that is thermogenesis, which is able to generate heat, making the smell go even further away and attract pollinators better. This ensures the reproduction of the species through the spreading of seeds, even though it is actually unclear how the seeds affect a new host. Other than that, Rafflesia consumes other insects and organisms in excess. This helps balance the ecosystem by lessening the species that are present in excess. More than that, although it's more often in Rafflesia actually attracts ecotourism, which helps fund the conservation effort for that certain area, which helps preserve the ecosystem there. Moving on, I would like to continue regarding its habitat and niche. All of the 28 species of Rafflesia can only be found in Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand and Borneo. Its habitat is in the warm tropical rainforest, which follows the climate of the countries I've mentioned. As it lacks chlorophyll, Rafflesia is incapable of photosynthesis, which makes it a parasitic primary consumer. Its adaptation for being a dependent plant is absorbing water and nutrients through an organ called hostorium from the vines of a wild grape species called Stera stigma. Another last fact is that this plant, the pollen of this plant, is produced in a massive quantity of viscous liquid, which stuck to the back of the pollinator and its feet. Unlike the usual pollen, which is powdery in form. With that, this will be the end of my and we'll continue with the problems faced by the species. Bye! With that, this will be the end of my segment, which will be continued about the problems of the faced by the species, which will be explained by Hazim. Bye.
Okay, so we can move to the problems that faced by the Rafflesia species. So, all of us know that Rafflesia species is now threatened by extinction. Do you know? There are a lot of factors that contribute to this situation. One of the factors that contribute to extinction of the Rafflesia species is limited areas of distribution. Based on my research, Rafflesia can only be found in tropical rainforests. This is due to the one particular host that ensures the survival of this species. The host is known as Tetra stigma, which only grows in tropical rainforests. So, let's move to the next point, which is surrounding condition. Rafflesia species face surrounding conditions such as extreme hot weather. As we all know, most of plants in the earth as well as Rafflesia need sufficient water in order to survive and grow. Since Rafflesia live in high humidity surrounding, extreme hot weather will affect the adaptation of Rafflesia to its surrounding. Insufficient supply of water and nutrients from hosts will affect survivability of the Rafflesia species. Furthermore, negative side effects of the tourism activities can also threaten Rafflesia species. We all know that Rafflesia is a threatened species that is rarely found. The rarity of the species has led to a flow of enthusiasts, especially foreigners, to visit the site of the endangered flowers. But sometimes, tourists trample on the host plant or Rafflesia buds when trying to get a closer look at the species. So, this activity will harm the threatened species. Last but not least, the needs for human and animal are serious factors that can lead to this threat. Many research show that Rafflesia species is one of the insect source of food, such as termites. In other parts, Rafflesia species also provide medicinal use for human. There are a lot of analysis that show some uses of Rafflesia for traditional health, such as the plant buds. The Rafflesia buds can be used to stop internal bleeding and shrink the womb after childbirth. Besides, it can also be used for treatment of fever. Therefore, with all of these factors, the pressures for the species keep increasing continuously.
So hi guys, as Hazim has talked about the problems this species encounter, so I'll be taking the baton and resume to talk about the actions that has been taken to conserve this flower and repel the effects caused by the problems that Hazim talked about. So my explanation will be regarding two big parties which play the roles to ensure the certainty of the species, that are the community as a whole and the government. Alright, community. Who exactly is community? The community are actually us who should be more aware as to why and how to make an effort to ensure the success of conservation of Rafflesia. For instance, the Dusun community has used the Rafflesia as an attraction for the tourism, which directly support the conservation effort the funds. On the other hand, establishing high-value conservation forests, which is HVCF, can help maintain the habitat of Rafflesia by means of protection on a broader conservation approach. Taman Negara in Pahang, Kelantan and Terengganu are some of the HVCF and are important protected areas for Rafflesia. To add more, Royal Belum also located 3 species of Rafflesia under protected areas. These protected areas important effort in conserving Rafflesia in Malaysia, as it is one of the in situ approaches and one of the most promising effort to conserve Rafflesia. As I have talked about the conservation effort, so I will add with my suggestion to enhance the conservation activities. So first of all, one of the best things we can do is to educate ourselves. A way we can do that is to find any wildlife organization and offer our time to learn about Rafflesia and spread the knowledge that we have to our family and friends, as spreading the words is the most doable way as a community. Next, the government should propose a better understanding of Rafflesia to the citizens.
This can be done by dedicating a documentary about Rafflesia, which can help people to know more about this unique flower. With this effort, people will have a better understanding, therefore will bring a better awareness to conserve Rafflesia. On the other hand, the government also should put more focus in research and fundings for a better ex situ conservation rather than just relying in the in situ conservation.